I've had from actually quite early on during the training, I was intrigued by seeing that some children, after having been relatively well, all of a sudden become very sick. And trying to understand why does this happen to some children, not to others, and how can we recognize it better. That's been something that has really been a feature throughout my professional career, and as well with sometimes we're confronted with very tragic cases as well, where we do think is other ways how we can improve diagnosis and treatment. And this has led to the setup of a research theme on sepsis here at the Child Health Research Centre, embedded in the Pediatric Critical Care Research Group. And in the last 5 years we've really pushed from looking more at the epidemiology of sepsis to really try and understand more what's happening in the disease, what's happening at genetic level, and how can this lead to better diagnosis and treatment. There's a huge promise in using gene expression to improve diagnosis and understanding of disease, and hence this avenue is pursued by a number of research groups as well in Europe and in the US, and we do have very active contacts with those. I think what's unique here is that we have access to a fantastic multi-site recruitment pipeline where we can recruit children in very different stages of disease, different types of sepsis and different severities as well. So I think what's unique for us is that we have a much stronger focus not only on understanding what type of infection it is, but what really results in sepsis. Sepsis is when infection gets so severe that the body's response to infection starts damaging our own organs. And that's the process we don't really understand well. And gene expression really has a huge potential to give us very new insight into these processes, and this, in the best case, may not only lead to better diagnostics, but it could lead as well to understanding which children may benefit from certain treatments. Yeah. We have a huge opportunity here as well to work with the first company that has developed a commercial gene expression-based sepsis test. The company is called Immune Express, and the initial work from the company started here in Brisbane as well. And I think it's important to have that relationship because it shows that in principle there is the potential to develop this towards a point of care test. So we've been fortunate, and I'm talking here on behalf of a whole team, essentially consortium that's working together in these areas, that we can now scale up the research we've been doing for the next few years thanks to MRFF. This research is founded on 2 years of work that we've done here mainly in Queensland, which has tried to establish a biobank of children with sepsis and analyze the ways genes are activated or deactivate in the course of severe infection. This initial work has had support from a number of foundations. We have throughout this recruited several hundred children with severe infection and have been able to demonstrate a proof of concept that it's worth to invest in this area and scale it up. So it fits into our very strong multi-site research collaboration that we have, which comprises clinical sites but as well lab sites with experts in immunology and gene expression. I think this project is a good example of having different partners throughout BDHP, starting obviously with the Children's Hospital, but then as well the Translation Research Institute. We have research partners that we work with at Prince Charles Hospital and as well at UQCCR and IMB as mentioned. So I think that's already on itself actually is just the fact that a lot of our research projects actually happen across these institutions. But we were fortunate here as well to have a seed grant from BDHP over the last 18 months, which actually allowed the scaling, and I think that allowed us to show we can recruit, we can do the analysis, which I suspect was as well an important factor in being able now to secure this larger grant. On behalf of all the researchers involved here, a huge thank you for the opportunity and the support we've had through that initial grant as well, and I think as well the support to really develop strong collaborations across different institutions. That's been extremely valuable. Yeah.